Check this out, it does have traction control. I'm just gonna crack it. Here, whoop.
It just feels good to be on a bike. Absolutely loving it.
This video is brought to you by Iona, North America's premier charging network. With unmatched commitment to elevating the customer experience, Iona is opening America's roads to all EVs, giving drivers the coverage they need, the reliability they deserve, and the amenities they crave. This video is also brought to you by Eaton. Eaton is a one-stop shop for implementing reliable and innovative EV charging infrastructure at your site. Across all applications, Eaton's EV charging infrastructure, hardware and software gives you the scalability, flexibility, and intelligence you need to charge today and scale up tomorrow at eaton.com/EVCI.
Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to another Out of Spec Reviews video. You join me in northern Colorado, right down the street from the hub, in the middle of winter. It was -7 degrees last night, which means it's the perfect time of the year to buy your summer toys. You should always buy snowmobiles in the middle of summer and boats and motorcycles in the middle of winter. It's where you get the best deals, and that's exactly what I have done here. I have been on the hunt for a sort of fun, small, urban mobility electric thing, and I wasn't really sure what I was looking for. I've obviously had my little e-Golf and my Nissan Leaf and my Mercedes B-Class as cheap electric cars to go around town in, but I was looking for something more interesting, kind of like my Renault Twizy. A lot of you guys know I can't really drive my Renault Twizy on the street though, because it's not technically street legal here in the US. So I've decided to go for a little electric motorcycle. Maybe calling it a motorcycle is a stretch, but I'm excited to be here at NOCO Power Sports right down the street from the hub to take delivery of my new electric urban cruiser. Let me show you around this thing. Let's go inside. Well guys, as we head inside, I just want to maybe tell you a little bit about my thought process for this decision. I love weird cars, weird mobility. It's why I have a YouTube channel about cars, because I think transportation is super interesting no matter the form of transportation, and electric has always been a little bit awkward, a little bit weird, and it's really becoming more mainstream, which again, I'm super thankful for you guys for watching this channel. But I wanted to get definitely something electric, definitely something that I can do like the urban city stuff, something that doesn't guzzle the juice like the Cybertruck does, and this is hard to park, and everyone's angry at me when I drive this in town. So I wanted something a little bit more friendly, a little bit more approachable, something a little bit easier to get from the house to the office, to the hub, etc. So come on in here, we're at NOCO Power Sports. Again, it's not sponsored in any way, but I will say they gave me one hell of a deal, which threw me over the edge to do this. And there are a bunch of things, bunch of mobility options, from e-bikes, which we've covered on the Out of Spec Scoots channel. By the way, if you live in Colorado and you like micro mobility, scooters, one wheels, bicycles that are electrically assisted, let me know, send us an email, because we've been trying to hire a presenter for that channel for a long time, and it's been so difficult to find someone who's really enthused with micro mobility to present that one. Then you can kind of step up and go the zero route. Zeros, Energicas, electric motorcycles. They're cool, they're a little bit tall, they're a little bit unapproachable sometimes, but we've done videos on them before. And then the happy medium is this. This is something we've never shown you on the channel before, actually. This is the BMW CE 02, and in fact, it's my BMW CE 02. Very thrilled to present this to you for the first time. Cannot wait to ride it, which we're gonna do in this video, even though it's freezing outside, and just have some fun with it for sure. This is not the only option in sort of this electrified Honda Grom class, if you will. There's a bunch of other stuff, cake bikes, etc. I will explain to you why I went for this in a minute, of course, but I also wanted to mention that there are other BMW offerings in their urban lineup. This is the CE 04, and on paper, it makes a lot more sense than the 02. It's faster, it has J1772 charging, and I actually have a full tour of one of these on our Out of Spec Scoots channel, where I went front to rear and through all of the technical details on this particular one. But I decided I really wanted the most minimalist type of transportation to get around town, which is why I went for this, the 02. Some quick stats right off the top, just to let you know a little bit about it. It is a 48 volt system with 2 lithium ion battery packs here. It's just like under 5 kilowatt hours usable. They say just under 60 miles of range. I think it's going to be like 40 to 50 miles of range the way I would ride it, which is just going to be cracked at wide open throttle everywhere. It also should get around 10 miles per kilowatt hour, which I'm really excited about. We've heard stories of Aptera coming maybe in the future. I can't wait. I really want one of those, but hopefully they make it 10 miles per kilowatt hour. They haven't mentioned what drive cycle that's going to be in yet. And of course, it's very impressive to think about that a 2-seater vehicle with solar panels and all that stuff could get 10 miles per kilowatt hour, and this is just a little scooter, but it's still efficient transportation, and I'm excited to sort of see that difference between the Rivian and the Cybertruck really consuming quite a bit of juice in comparison to really all that I need to get around town, which is something like this. The speed range is really nice as well. Top speed just over 60 miles an hour. It's like 63, 64 miles an hour is when it hits the cutoff. And one of the most exciting things about this, one of the things that threw me over the edge is I'm always fascinated with engineering, durability, testing, all of that stuff. The thing that really is cool about the O2 is the 48 volt drive motor in this is the same motor that's put in the mild hybrid systems of the series production cars from BMW. So if you get like a BMW 3 Series now and it's got the little pancake motor to start up the motor, well, that is what drives this. So it's around 11 kilowatt continuous power output, should be totally fine. It's like 15 horsepower and 40 something pound-feet of torque. I've watched some POV riding videos where it'll pop a wheelie if you crack it from 0, which I, of course, am an idiot, will probably do that way too much and can't wait to have fun with it. And I've gone through the costs. I'm gonna, in this video, of course, set it up for the first time, take you on that tour, ride it, and then I've gone through with the parts department here at NOCO Power Sports, and we've priced out new tires, new belt, new batteries to get an idea of worst case scenario repair costs into the future. Yes, of course, it does have a warranty, and the warranty on the bike is like 3 years, 30,000 miles, something like that, and then the battery's 5 years, 30,000 miles. So air-cooled system, we'll go through all the pros and cons, but this is it. My new daily rider, essentially, the BMW CE 02. Eric, welcome to the channel.
You're welcome. Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
So you sold me this bike, you and
Yes.
Corey. We'll get Corey on in a minute.
Yeah.
But maybe you can just tell our audience a little bit about why you guys have CE 02s, 04s. I feel like these are such Euro-style bikes that in America, maybe they wouldn't be so popular, but you deal with clients all the time. What's been and you're an EV driver.
Yeah,
so,
I own an electric car myself, so pretty much a big fan. I've been following the industry for a long time, and BMW's been prototyping stuff for a lot of years and came to market with these very recently. So pretty exciting. We sell all of BMW's motorcycles here that they offer for the US market. And yeah, we're excited to have these, and super fun. I'm really stoked for you to go out and learn a lot about it and run around town. So
can't wait. So this was a launch bike in the sense that this was one of the first ones they built. And
yes,
it was
the
here,
Highline package, I believe.
Yeah, like this one was here for a while. It was like the display bike, and it was always parked here and some other
when
spots.
it first came in, like the day they built it, they rolled it out, and we parked it right there because everybody that walked in was just like, "What is that?"
It looks so cool. That's
so
the
much
best part about it.
conversation. Great conversation starter.
So this one was here, and I think it was unboxed 247 days ago.
Yes.
So it's out here for a minute.
Yes.
But you also sold some other ones. You sold some 04s as well.
We sold.
Tell us about those.
A handful of the CE 04s. Those of. We had a gentleman from Steamboat buy one, and it was going to be his around town, transportation. I think another one maybe in Boulder Market. So, and they were all electric vehicle owners as well, so cars. So it does take some understanding and familiarity, but it's one of those things, like once you ride it for someone that's never owned an electric vehicle, it just, everything changes. You feel the wind in your hair. It's just silent. It's the most fun experience. So yeah.
There's like two schools of thought that I've seen from people on specifically the 02, because it's not that much more money to jump up to the 04,
right?
Which is like a way faster, way more highway capable, just overall nicer usability, I think. I like the upright position of the 02. I love the footprint, how tiny it is. How you can just like almost kind of get away. Like if you saw this riding down a bike path, maybe no one would double take you, although you're not supposed to do that. It is registered as a motorcycle, right?
Yes, correct. So, I mean, it weighs 290 pounds. I'd have to double check the weight on these. How are these coming in? 516.
Oh, damn,
So,
totally different.
so way different experience, you know. I mean, this is what they call part of their urban mobility line. So
yeah, and they don't even call it a scooter. They call it, Alyssa, if you come over here and look, you can see they call it an eParkourer.
Parkour. That is true. Yeah.
Which is like kind of funny, but you know, in a sense that it is, in my mind, the perfect size, the really high quality, great technology. There's ABS, there's regen drag control, great tuning, the stuff you would expect from a BMW car. Is going into this, and it is more money than the competition, but you are getting so much more quality.
Yeah, we have motorcycles on the floor that have the same TFT displays and some of the same features, technology, ride modes, and so that trickle down from $20,000 to $30,000 motorcycles comes in a scooter under $10,000.
Yeah, so MSRP on this is 9-ish, and we got the Highline package, which is like only like $800 more.
It wasn't much, yeah. That package.
I think it's $875, and it comes with, I'll show you guys, the original window sticker for it. But this is it here too. It's Cosmic Black 2, which means it comes with all of the cool graphics here, which I really loved. You guys have another one upstairs.
We do, yeah.
So if one of the viewers are interested, you have one, but it's just black.
Yeah, it will be coming down promptly.
Yeah, cool. So that'll replace this in the showroom.
Yes.
And it comes with Bluetooth interface control, which I think they got rid of in 2025, where you can like put your phone here and control it from the bike. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that was something like that.
There is a BMW Motorrad app you can download from the Google Play Store or iPhone. So we'll have to check on compatibility and everything. There might be some differences between model years.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing around with that. And most importantly for me, it came with 2 items. One, the quick charger, and the second is the heated handlebar grips.
Yes,
and
you
here
are about
in Colorado,
to be officially spoiled.
Yes, and it's got 3 levels, and from what I've seen in the reviews, they get hot.
Yes, I mean, in the morning and when it's cool out, put it on 3. Give it 5 minutes. In my experience, I ride a BMW motorcycle, and you'll put it down to 2 or 1. But bare hand on those grips, I mean, oh my gosh.
It'll start searing them.
Yeah, for sure. So
that's cool.
They work.
So in general, I think just quickly, the type of buyers that you've seen buying the electric stuff you mentioned are EV owners. What do motorcycle, hardcore combustion riders think about this? Do they think this is just kind of silly and they ride their GS to lunch, or what's the viewpoint?
I mean, this being part of their urban mobility line, it's kind of intended for just around town, errands, commuting, those kinds of things. Distance, to get out of town, you would have to make a lot of planning using, charging apps and whatnot. But, the gasoline motorcycles, some of them have a range of anywhere from 200 to 400 miles on a tank. And so a lot of BMW owners do touring, long distance riding. And so it just doesn't fit that market.
Totally.
We could see it in the future. I mean, we have a BMW Adventure model down here with a 7.9 gallon gas tank.
Yep.
If you go easy on the throttle, almost 400 miles.
Yep. My dad's a big GS Adventure guy. He's always ridden GSAs forever. I grew up, riding on the back of his GSs and stuff.
Yeah.
And so BMW and motorcycles kind of runs in my family also, which got me interested in this particular one. But yeah, again, thank you for making the experience easy. And it's not a sponsored video. You guys were cool. I just walked in yesterday.
Yeah,
I was like, can I have it? And you're like, sure.
Yes, you may. Yeah.
So yeah, thank you very much for that.
You're very welcome. We appreciate your business and have fun, man.
Yeah, thank you.
You know where to find us.
Yeah. Guys, this is Corey. Welcome to the channel.
Hey, thanks, man.
So you were the first person I talked to when I walked in here, and you just sort of joined this whole new world of motorcycle stuff.
Yeah, I've been riding since April of last year and bought my first 2 motorcycles from here.
Oh, cool.
Just recently started selling bikes here too. So
the thing that's cool about this particular store is well, first of all, I drive by it every day. So like I wanted to buy local and work with you guys, but I was certainly in the mode where I'm like, I will go anywhere in the country to get the best price on one of these. And you guys hooked it up on this. So thank you very much.
Oh, of course, you're welcome.
So that was great. And it's local. But it was just like super cool. You guys have been fun to hang out with the last few days. So yeah.
It's been a big education about these types of bikes in general. Cause like I said, I'm in training and this is quite an education. So
yeah, when it warms up, you got to take the 04s for a day or 2.
Oh yeah, we'll go race.
Yeah, that's right. We should do we'll take it to the runway and do an 04 versus 02.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, I can take home demo bikes. So
yeah, hell yeah.
That might be something in the future.
Coming to a channel near you soon then.
Yes.
Well, anyway, thanks for making the process easy.
Man.
Wish you a good long career here.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you very much for helping with this one.
Of course, man. Good to see you.
Appreciate
See you
it.
soon.
All right, we're going to pull it out for the first time. This will be my first time watching it underway, under its own power, coming out of here. So very much excited to see this thing move. And we've got it kicked on now. Here it comes. Damn, it's silent. Love it. It's amazing. So cool. Man, that's like the perfect size bike. Alyssa, you're mic'd up as well. What do you think about this thing? Do you think it's silly or do you like it?
I think it's silly in the terms of it being a motorcycle, but other than that, I think it's cute. It's good looking. I don't think it's ugly. The other ones are hideous in my opinion.
The O4s?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
That's a definite no for me. But this is definitely it's quirky. It's you and a bike.
Yeah, it's weird. I just like weird stuff, and this is like weirdest urban transportation device you can have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you guys on a little bit of a tour front to back, go through some of the servicing costs. We'll go through, set it up, but it's officially mine. I guess the wire went through, so it's all yours. Thank you for the key. Thank you. Appreciate it. And we do have some accessories coming for it. I just ordered with the parts department here, sort of a rack that comes off the back here. You can see it's just a single arm suspension in the back, and then we'll have a bag. The problem is I would say there's two main problems with this bike, but one of the main problems is there is zero storage from the factory. And by zero, I mean literally no storage. There's a tiny little document holder underneath the seat that goes under here, which is where I can put my registration. But other than that, nothing. And because of that, this bike does not have an onboard charger. It actually uses a off-board AC to DC charger, which then direct charges the 48-volt battery system. So to me, that just seems a bit annoying. The CEO4s have an onboard charger with a J1772 connection. Now, once I get the bag, I'll show you guys the charging port over here. If you come over here to this side, Alyssa, this down here is the charging port. We'll show you the charger inside in a minute, but what I do is I undo this here, and it has a proprietary, never seen a connection. It almost looks like NACS, but it's not NACS. It's its own DC connection right in here, and it can do about 1500 watts peak. And this one is optioned with the quick charger, but that comes with the Highline package of $875. And that is the question mark at the moment. They have two of these bikes in inventory. They have this one, the one that we bought, and they have another one, the standard bike. The standard bike comes with a 900 watt charger. This should come with, I believe, a 1200 watt charger, both just plugging into, you know, a NEMA 515 or 520 outlet. I think they lost the fast charger for this one. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna let me borrow the standard charger from the bike upstairs, and then they're gonna order the fast charger, and I'll come back and swap that out. Not a big deal, super cool of them to let me at least be able to charge my bike and enjoy it. Even though it is getting nice out. It was in the negatives, but it's up to like 30 degrees right now. It's feeling good. I'll probably ride this back over to the hub. It's probably warm enough. It's only literally half a mile right over there. And so that's an interesting thing about charging. Let me show you guys the battery pack. You wanna come and see this? What I do is I click unlock right here on the handlebars. You can hear a latch release, and then the seat comes and slides off. This was the storage I was talking about. So this is where I put my registration and the owner's manual. And then in here is the battery pack layout. So this is what powers the whole bike. And the crazy part about this, I believe it's actually a 36,000 mile warranty, not a 30,000 mile warranty, but 5 years on the battery pack. The crazy part about this, Alyssa, is the cost of the batteries. Do you want to tell everyone how much they cost?
Aren't they like a little over $3,000 per battery? So around almost 7,000?
Yeah, I think it's like 4.9 kilowatt hours usable together. And the bike's totaled if the batteries die, because you would just buy a new bike. Also, Alyssa, would you like to announce how much we paid for this bike? Because I did not pay the full $9,000 something asking price, Noco Power Sports. I had a number in mind. I was ready to go travel to any BMW motorcycle dealer in the country, and they took it. But do you want to announce what we paid?
Was it 7 or 6?
6,000.
6,000.
Yep. So we got a $3,000 discount, and that is why you buy the summer toys in the middle of winter.
Yeah, all the summer toys. Hint, hint.
Yeah, Alyssa wants a boat.
I want a boat.
Come on over here. I want to show people some more about this stuff. So you have your two main, just roughly 2 and a bit kilowatt hour battery packs here. 48 volt. BMW does recommend storage between 30 and 50% state of charge. As you can tell, the bike is stored at 85% state of charge. It was at 91 yesterday, which means it's kind of been sitting full probably since they got it. So it's probably been full for at least the better part of 3/4 of a year, which again, I'm okay with because I got such a good deal on it. I'm not too worried about it, but of course, I'm not going to be leaving this thing at 100% state of charge. Unfortunately, there is no way to set a powertrain limit. Come on in. So this is your little 12-volt battery pack. This runs all the electrics on the bike itself. So your positive, negative terminals. And then in here, let's see, how do we pop this port open? Oh, I see, there's little tabs down this way. This is my diagnostic ports. If I can figure out how to open said port, there we go. Boom. So we have our fuse panels right there, and I was told that our diagnostic port should be down here, like a little OBD port of some kind, but this is just the fuse box. I'd have to find it, but it's definitely down in here somewhere is my OBD connection port, which is, yeah, good to have. Some other things about the suspension, we have adjustable preload, I believe, that I can go through with a spanner in here so we can adjust if we're running 2 up or just single up, the stiffness of the rear shock. It's kind of a cool system that uses a belt drive, which, okay, a little bit annoying with high torque applications because I do worry about snapping the belt, but the belt seems pretty oversized. It's more for noise. A lot of bikes are chain driven and it just gets loud and clangy. This is a 24,000 mile service interval. The belt itself is almost $400, but again, 24,000 miles on something like this really does take a lot of riding, especially when it only does 40 or 50 miles at a time. You good there, Alyssa?
Yeah.
The other main maintenance item that we have to worry about are the forks up here. They have oil in them for the dampers, of course, and those are a 12,000 mile service item. The bike does require, confusingly, a break-in period check of 600 miles or something like that. I don't know why. They can't really tell me why, but they're like, bring it in so you don't lose your warranty. So I'm like, okay, I think it's complimentary from BMW. I'll just swing by one day, they'll look at it, be fine. It's mostly probably a brake fluid check. And this does have really nice stainless braided lines, high quality connections, ABS on the front as well. The rear you can drag, but front ABS on, again, on a bike of this size, really cool. That's some of that BMW trickle down stuff where you get the series production, big boy GS parts, and even some of the car parts, like I mentioned with the mild hybrid motor, down here into the scooter world. I absolutely love that. I still haven't totally figured out how to get the seat on. Nope, I just did perfectly. How about that? Took me all day yesterday, couldn't get it.
Proud of you.
Yeah. Come on in, I want to show everyone the screen here. So we've got our kickstand on the bottom, no foot pegs, which is weird. So I have no shifting down there with my left foot, no rear brake with my right foot because I've got front and rear brake, horns right there, signals as well. I think when I shut it off, I can push left or right and it will go parking lights, which is nice. And then I have this really nice colored display. It says my temperatures are okay. That's something we should bring up really quick. Alyssa, if you look down here in the front, you'll see this air intake system. This is not a liquid-cooled powertrain system. This is a air-cooled system, which I've seen some people who ride these in the winter on the forums say it cold gates really bad. Like it doesn't make much power in the cold and it may struggle in the summertime. BMW says the operational range for this is between 0 and 50 degrees Celsius, which is fine. And it's right about 0 degrees Celsius now, so it should be able to handle it. But there's no battery heating or cooling. And this is our temperature gauge just to keep an eye on it. What we're gonna do this summer, Alyssa, is I'm gonna ride this all the way from the bottom to the top of Pikes Peak and see if it can handle it without overheating.
All right. Okay.
What do you think? You think it could do it?
What part is summer?
Well, I mean, it's always cold up there no matter what, but it will be interesting. And then we can regen down. What other stats do we have? We have, sort of a time. We have a setup menu, which let's go into the setup menu. Let's see what we got. We have vehicle, system, display settings, service, reset. I think I'm actually going to go through and do a factory reset on this thing. Reset successful, great. It's indicating 29 miles of range at 85%, but that's just because they've literally inched it around. I don't think they've really done many test rides on this, maybe 1 or 2 test drives. Like I mentioned, it's got 10 miles on it, so it's pretty fresh out the box. And super easy to get on and off, super easy to go. One of my favorite things about this is I can turn it off like this. I have the key and it's a wireless key, so I can walk away and no one can steal it. And then I don't need to like fish for a key when I get up to it. It's just wireless. I can get up, boom, hit the start button, and it works just like a normal key fob for a car. There's also a phone app with a built-in phone holder here, and I can control my phone once it's hooked up from the buttons here on the handlebars. Another neat feature we haven't brought up yet, Alyssa, other than a lot of the technology, it has a reversing gear, which is so unusual for a bike of this size and weight, because it should be easy just to back it up. But if you're on a steep incline, I can just hit reverse and it'll do 3 kilometers an hour backwards at wide open, just to inch me out of a parking space, for example. So, just as a summary before we ride it, and I'll share some more thoughts in a little bit, this is quite a niche product. It's expensive. They don't really sell that well in the US, but I think considering the discount that I got down to $6,000 on this one, plus all the warranties, plus roadside assistance comes included as well, it just seems like a really high quality, small product. Definitely feel like I got a pretty good deal on it. I have no intentions of selling it anytime soon unless I really end up just not using it. But my plan is to ride this a bunch, just to bomb between here places in Fort Collins. Maybe we'll take it on trips with us, throw it in the back of the Cybertruck, wheel it out for events like South by Southwest in Austin. There is a rear seat as well, even though it doesn't look like it. There's pegs in the back. Alyssa, are you gonna ride this thing with me?
Oh, maybe once or twice.
Yeah, I don't see why not. Should be fun. And I really think the main flaws are the range, because it could really use a 3rd or even 4th battery. The weight would go up, the cost would go up, but again, 50 miles, maybe if you're going 100 to 0, let's just say realistically 40, 45 miles of range out of something like this. It's perfect for my use case. I don't need any more. That's more range than my e-Golf, more range than my Leaf, more range than maybe the Smart Car, about the same range as the Smart Car, which is plenty for us. So we already have a bunch of low range electric cars that I know work for my lifestyle. However, when I'm on 2 wheels, I want to go farther. I want to go take this thing up the canyons and go have some fun in the mountains. And I think that's where this just isn't that tool. This isn't the tool for that job, but I'm certainly going to test it out. We're going to push it. We're going to do ownership updates, going to ride it, going to do a range test. Of course, we'll do all the things. And, you know, I was talking to BMW about this before I ended up purchasing it. And they said, you know, I was like, hey, I sent them a message. Hey, can we borrow one of these for the summer? I thought we would make a good video series. And it took them a few days to get back to me. And I literally came here because I've been dreaming about one of these and bought this. And then 5 minutes after I bought it, they said, oh yeah, well, no problem. You can have it for a few months this summer. And I was like, ah, crap. But anyway, now it's mine. Got it. So thanks BMW for offering. No need. Ended up purchasing this one. I can't guarantee that you'll get the deal that I got everywhere. However, here, Noco Power Sports, they have another one that they'll probably take $3,000 off of. I would imagine they did for me. And there was also some others in New Orleans and Tennessee and Texas that seemed to have pretty aggressive discounts on them if you wanted a fun little ripper. I don't really think it makes sense at the $10,000, $9,000 number that the MSRP suggests. But when dealers can discount, that's when it starts becoming a little bit more realistic. I'm not here to pretend that this is like the best, most efficient, affordable transportation, but I do think it's going to be a great city ripper. Should I ride it for the first time, Alyssa? Just around the parking lot here, try it out?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's do it. All right, guys, time for my first ride. So to kick it on, I'm going to hit the power button right here. She'll wake up. It says BMW Motorrad, make life a ride. Love it. You have to get up to 5 kilometers an hour for the ABS to calibrate and the traction control. I'm not sure if it has forward traction control or if that's just regen drag control. We'll certainly find that out because there is some snow on the ground. I have 3 drive modes: flow, surf, and flash. Keep hitting the horn by accident. Flash is probably the mode that I'm going to ride in most of the time. That's the sportiest mode. And again, only comes on the Highline trim. If you spec the standard one, you don't get flash, which is weird. So flow is the first mode. That's like city cruising mode. That's essentially where you're going to drive around, low speed, laggy throttle response, some regen. Then surf mode is the performance mode normally for the non-upgraded bikes, and that's no regen, but super responsive throttle, gives you everything. And then the reason I also wanted the Highline model, you get flash mode, F-L-A-S-H, not F-L-A-S-C-H, like my friend Brandon Flash. You actually now get really quick throttle response and all the regen. So this is going to be the real fun mode to ride in. I'm going to start, because I don't have a helmet or any protective gear, I'm just going to ride it in the parking lot really quick. By the way, they don't require helmets in Colorado. I imagine 99.999% of the time I am going to wear a helmet with this, though.
You better wear a helmet.
Yeah, I'm just kind of an idiot, especially on 2 wheels. And I've ridden bikes my whole life, and I just go, whoop! And that's also kind of why I wanted a really slow bike, because I I can't do anything stupid on this. It is cold out, so I'm going to put my heated grips on level 2. So anyway, first ride. Ready, Alyssa?
Go for it.
Nothing happens. Oh, I got to click this, which then turns it on. Apply brake. I am applying brake. Oh, it's on. Hell yeah. It says charge and power. I get like a little power meter like a car. Ready?
Go for it.
Whoa! Riding my O2. Hell yeah. First ride. This is awesome. Whoa! Rear brakes on the left, front brakes on the right. It's quick. This is great. It's weird not having a foot brake. When I hit the throttle before, I went for the foot brake and nothing happened. Let me juice it up. Wow, I'm getting some regen for sure. Let me juice it up into flash mode. So this is sporty mode. It boogies. Hell yeah. Oh, I love it. It feels good, sounds good. ABS check. Pretty good. You can feel it. Brrr, grab the brakes. Oh, yeah. So, my range is going to be like 4 miles the way I'm planning on riding this thing. There's a kill switch, but I don't think I really ever need to use it much. It's just good so you don't whiskey throttle it by accident. Wow, I think it looks great, feels great. That first ride was amazing. Super good low speed stability. That's awesome. Wow. I'm gonna ride this everywhere all the time.
Okay, good.
Love it. Wow. That was great. All right, guys, I'm on my bike for the first time. Picked up helmet, gloves, safety third. Let's start this thing up. Power on. BMW Motorrad is on. I don't have my POV thing. I can close this because it's cold outside. Oh, nope, that just, it just freezes over. Let's go handlebar grips on 3. Let's go, we're powered. We're gonna go, oh, I shut it off by accident. I meant to hit drive mode. Turn it back on. I hate cycling the contactor so much, but this helmet's just got to break in a little bit. I just picked it up as sort of an extra helmet. It's always good to have extra helmets around. Plus, I wanted to ride home and be safe. I didn't bring my helmet around here at all. So let's go up to, we're at 83% state of charge, 9.1 miles per kilowatt hour so far. Let's reset that. Trip, reset. Trip B, reset. We've got total 10 miles on here. I can go into sort of a pure ride mode. Don't think I like that screen as much. We're gonna go mode in the flow mode, which is the standard mode. And I think we're good. But why are we not moving? I'll hit this apply brake. Ready. Ready is on. Okay. Just let Alyssa know we're heading out. All set up. First ride on my new bike. Feels good, man. Love it. Hell yeah, this is awesome. So we've got snow on the ground we've got to avoid. Crack down the visor here. Just get a little bit of airflow so we don't totally fog up. Okay, let's do it. Time to go. Out on the road. Oh, it's cold. Full throttle. Oh yeah, 40 miles an hour. What's the top speed? Love it. A little bit of regen, feels good. Oh man, this is amazing. Riding a bike middle of winter. Feels so good. Nice horn. I'm boogieing along. 40 miles an hour is nothing. There's, wow, great acceleration at 40. It feels awesome. Pretty smooth as well. Wasn't expecting it. This is my first time riding it. I didn't even test drive this thing. I just picked it up, got in and went. And it feels good, I gotta tell you. Get a little comfortable in the seat here. Hell yeah, brother! The noise is really quiet. I've heard some POV driving videos of this, and I thought the noise was going to be louder. Now, of course, I have a helmet on, but it's still very, very quiet. I'm just going to be careful because some of this might be ice, so we'll just avoid some of the water spouting. Going across. Again, just driving it in the low power output mode. Feels really good. Checking the turn signal. So yeah, I do have the turn signal display if they're left on. I can see Alyssa had left hers on in her Cybertruck. Getting chilly for sure. Need some warmer gear. Lean it into the corner here. Hopefully not ice, not ice. Good. Let's juice it up a little bit. Let's go into flash mode. Damn, feels awesome. Oh, I am absolutely loving it. Front brake feels a little bit squishier than the rear. Might need to adjust them a little bit. Okay, let's roll. I thought it was going to be more uncomfortable. Feels good. The heated grips are toasty. Man, I normally ride with 2 fingers on the brake or and the clutch. In this case, it's also the brake. And man, I got to put some anti-fog on this thing. Here we go. Hey.
Now you're on that?
Yeah.
Every time I see you, you're in a new car.
That's part of the fun.
I love it.
We'll see if I can get up in the snow with this thing.
Check this out. It does have traction control. I'm just going to crack it. Here, whoop. So it has traction and ABS. That's awesome. I didn't even know that.
Well, guys, I just had my first ride and rode it back here to the hub, and wow, I am even more impressed than I thought. And all the videos watching on YouTube and really trying to get information about this bike has been difficult. There was that wave of first ride reviews that are always like basic surface level. And that's the stuff that we go on when an automaker invites us to review a new car. We always try to be super nerdy about that stuff. And then of course we get it into the office for testing, range test, charging test, 10% challenge. And I go, wow, that's needed in the electric motorcycle world. I could not find nearly enough information about this bike. And that's why maybe we should start testing more electric bikes, because we're gonna have to figure this all out. It was a great riding experience coming over here. Anyway, this is the charging unit. This is what, there's no place to keep on the bike. There's no way to carry this with you. And it's quite heavy. I mean, it's probably 10 pounds, something like that. In a bike of this size, it's sizable. But since there's no onboard charger, this is essentially an AC to DC charger. And then the bike DC charges. Now, again, I can't wait to get my rack installed with a bag. They said probably next week. And this will fit perfectly, boop, right in the bag off the right side, which will, I think, also help balance out the looks, because we have the suspension arm down here with the drive belt, and then it's kind of empty over here on this side of the bike. So I think it'll just look cool. And then we may end up getting a little seat back here, or even a little extra bag you can get to go on top just to accessorize it a bit. But I'm just so blown away by the riding experience. It was fast, it was fun, it was zippy, it was stable. And of course we can dial in some suspension settings, but I was really impressed. So what I want to do is plug it in. I've never charged one of these. So I'm going to bring it up over here to the weird charging section, because this is where I also keep my J1773 Magna Charge. This is the old inductive charging system that my RAV4 EV charges on, GM EV1, I think was it the no, there was the S10 electric also used it. So let's see. I don't think this is the quick charger. I'm fairly certain that we have the wrong charger for the bike. They couldn't find the quick charger, so they let me take the charger from the other bike at Noco Power Sports. But they're going to exchange this one for the high power charger here in a bit, is what it sounds like, whenever they can either order one or find one. So we'll plug this thing in. No lights, nothing indicating anything really. So that's on the wall socket side, and then this is on the bike side. This is their 48 volt, almost like Nax. Looks very similar to Nax, doesn't it?
Baby Nax.
Yeah, it's like baby Nax. Yeah, exactly. I mean, here's a normal normal Nax. Well, this one maybe we shouldn't use anymore. It's been all corroded next to baby Nax. Love that. That's kind of cool, man. Very similar. So let me pull the bike up over here. We'll get it plugged in. And I think I still do have the key on me. Yes. So let's see how quick I can sort of get on and get this thing started. So we'll hit the start button. Key is on, hand on the brake, foot on the brake. Contactor just clicked. Man, it takes a while to start up, doesn't it? It says okay. I have to then click the zap, and then we can go. So boot up time is a little slow. Okay, we'll get up over here. Kickstand down. Automatically cuts drive readiness when you put the kickstand down, and I can power it off right there. Then I'm going to grab the DC charger. My first time charging my CEO2. First of many. One thing that I think I'm going to do a bunch, of course, is we're going to ride this places and then charge it off the Cybertruck. I need to make sure it charges off the Rivian. Sometimes chargers don't like the Rivian because it has a floating ground. Oh, we've already got the cover off. So come on down here, Alyssa. This is the little cover that we're going to take down. So we'll twist this to the left. And then you can see the port in there. I don't know if you can zoom in over there and see that. We're going to line this up so that the top clip faces sort of, it's a little bit awkward, to the back. Does it need to snap? There we go. Push in hard. Okay, look at this. So we're at 75% state of charge. And it says an hour and a half to get up to full. The charging performance of this bike is a real problem. It's 3 hours from 10 to 80 or something like that. We'll have to time it and test it. Maybe we'll do an out-of-spec testing video on this to really time the 0 to 100, look at the curve because we're nerds. But we'll wait for the fast charger for that one. But that's kind of lame. So the blue light flashes when it's charging. I wish this supported public charging. Wish it supported, you know, like an hour, 10 to 80 might be acceptable for an air-cooled system, but it just seems slow. Cooling fan just kicked on this. This I think is this is the intake, and then the exhaust must be on the other side. But it is charging. Okay, so now to stop charging, I think I can just end it anytime, and you can see there's this little tab that you have to push forwards. You can pull in, and then you just remove it, and that's exactly how that goes. And the contactors are clicking and going in and out of their cycle. So I'll leave this plugged, well, I'll unplug it, but I'll leave this over here in my collection of weird chargers. I'm not going to leave the bike at high state of charge. I might even go, tomorrow should be a little bit warmer, ride it around a little bit, get it under 50% for storage. And then as the warm weather comes, man, you're going to see a lot more of me and my CEO2 doing a bunch of tests, a bunch of riding, a bunch of commuting. And I can't wait to do, I think we should do a video where we should see how inefficient we could be, maybe going up in the canyons, and how efficient we can be, sort of the full range spectrum. We should do a city range test as part of that as well. And we have a bunch of demystifying about this bike because it's quite expensive. The videos out there are very surface level. I want to dig in, as we always do, and learn about it. If any of you guys own a CEO2, comment below with your experiences. What should we test? What accessories should we get? Is there a way we can add more range, make it charge faster, do some cool stuff? But overall, just thrilled with a very efficient, cool looking, high quality, premium commuter. And, you know, it's going to be so much quicker to get through traffic because you can't lane split in Colorado, but you can when you get up to a stoplight. You can, as long as you're under 15 miles an hour, you can buzz right up to the front of a stoplight and then bzz, bzz, scoot away. So can't wait, and plenty more riding to come from me on the little CE02. Thanks so much to NOCO Power Sports for, again, the huge discount on this thing, taking $3,000 plus or minus off of a relatively, we're not talking like off a car, that's off of a $9,000 bike. So shout out to them, and shout out to their service department for getting me all scheduled up to get the bag put on. It was a really great buying experience. They didn't know who we were. We didn't email them before we showed up. I just said, hey, can I just buy the bike? Here's my number. They did some chatting, done, no negotiation, and we were out of there. Very thrilled, very pleased. So there we go. Thanks so much for watching. See you in another one again soon. Bye-bye.